So Stella, almost every story that I know, including my own, I was touched by a man sexually when I was 6. I never blamed my dad for it. The man was my father's relative. He was all of 60 years. I was all of 6. It went on for about 6 years. I spent, I don't know how many years, trying to get myself together. It's just that very recently it dawned on me that I have never ever blamed my father. And I saw the reflection of that in your story. Not a word, not a space of saying, you know what? You know that my mom had a rare blood disorder. You know that this might not go further. Why didn't you sit down, Dad, and talk to my mom and tell her not to go through that trauma? Not a word of anything, but this complete relationship sabotage between you and your mom. I saw a reflection of it in my relationship with my mom. I wonder why, as women, I'm talking to you as a friend, as someone who understands this. I wonder whether you were aware of it, that you would never blame your father. And the second question to that is, if you are aware of it, what did you do about it? If you're not aware of it, um, why only blame mom? Because there were two people making a child, two people who were ignoring you, two people who were leaving you behind, but why blame one person? Thank you.
Oh, wow. That is an incredible question. You're so right. As you were saying that, the light bulb went on in my head. There's a couple of things with that. There's one that I didn't share in the story because there weren't enough words, really. But apparently when I was born, and they both told me this, my mother's told me this lots of times, I was the first child. And when I was born, in those days, the man wasn't allowed into the delivery room. And when he found I was a girl, he said, "Oh no." And I was told that over and over again, Did I blame him for that? Consciously, no, not really, because it was just cultural and that's just all they knew and they just wanted boys. And, look, I have one son. My husband wanted a boy. I mean, he never said it openly, but I could see how happy he was when we had a boy. So I didn't really blame him for that. But now that you've said it, you're right. Maybe she kept trying to have a boy. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. And why did he sit down and say, let's not do it? I don't know. I did blame him for something else. I blamed him when I was much older in a much more immature way for not standing up for himself, because she became so volatile, and he I think he was scared of her, to be honest. I mean, emotionally, because she was just so volatile and lash out at me and lash out at him. And so he wouldn't stand up for himself or me during those times. And I really did blame him for that. At the time I found him weak, and annoying. But then he was so gentle towards me, and he still is very gentle towards me, that it's so complex, the relationship. He is so gentle towards me that I started to feel like this is what I was missing with my mother, that gentleness. That gentleness was never in the relationship. So it kind of got replaced by my dad, where he was a gentle, quiet man. Now that you've said this, Yeah, and I mean, why didn't he say to her? But would she have ignored him anyway? I don't know. I really don't know. Can I have this conversation with her now? Possibly. I'm very worried about having these conversations. I started having these conversations when I spent the 3 months with them. And I could feel the hurt in her when I brought up some of, the situations around her pregnancies. And I felt that just, again, suppressed emotion. And I didn't want to hurt her because she's been through so much, and I now really understand her. I understand why it's her way of handling it. But I think she was always quite strong-headed. I don't know. It's a really, what you have asked here is a really good observation. And it's allowing me to reframe it a little bit, Maybe if he had sat her down and said, let's not do this, after the second one, let's not do this. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe I will ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.